What's going on, guys? Blazing here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me on another Raid Shadow Legends video. Alright, so today on the chopping block, we have a Doom Tower, and we're going to be doing the Griffin boss. I did get a request to start doing some of the Doom Tower stuff to try to help people progress, so here we go. Today, we're going to be doing the Griffin. Now, with Griffin, there's a few things we need to take into account, right? First of all, the Sky Bombs. That's going to be the biggest problem. We can't bring too many debuffs. We can't bring increased turn meter. We can't bring too many buffs, right? We can't bring decreased speed because all of that is going to increase his Sky Bombs, and then he's going to cause massive damage. So we have a free-to-play team here that's going to be able to complete it all the way from the normal stages up to hard 90, right? So it is champions that you most likely have or would have gotten in the last 6 months of playing Raid. So let's get into the team. All right, so what kind of a team could we use? Well, we've got Drexstar, we've got Scylla the Drakes, and we have Artek. You can't get any free to play than this, right? You really cannot. Now, the nice part about Drexstar Blood Twin, right, is he is negative affinity. So when the boss attacks anyone, he's going to attack him first, right? Now, you're going to say, well, why is that great? Well, his passive, right? 55% chance of increase of placing a HP burn. And then if you book it, it's, I believe, 75%, right? That's kind of big. If you think about it, he's going to get, just like now, an HP burn placed on him, which then Artek is going to ignite just like he did now, or he will basically extend it. So you're basically going to have, and I know I said basically too many times, but you're going to have HP burn up at all the time. It is definitely one of the better strategies to use, right? Again, you can't get any more free to play than this team. Now, the one issue that we're having here, because we are on stage 10 instead of stage 90, unfortunately, I don't have enough keys to climb all the way up to 90, right? I wish Plarium would give us access to these bosses on hard modes for the content creators a little earlier so we can do some different strategies, but we can't. So that said, this team will work all the way up to stage 90. This is what I use every rotation since Artek has been out. Before that, I used to use Ninja with him, right? And then Ninja would kind of die, and then my Scylla Drakes would bring him back up. But Artek coming in basically does the same job for us. So 61 turns, 1 minute, 33 seconds. Not bad, not great, right? Consistent, 100%, and that's what we kind of care for. So let me show you guys the builds. Okay, so first things first, don't forget my account is pretty endgame, right? And a lot of these builds I use to do a lot of hard mode dungeons. So if you need to scale it to your account, just do about a 25 to 30% damage reduction in stats, and you should be fine. As you start moving into the hard mode stuff, you're going to want to try to hit these stats as much as possible, right? So, Artek, we have him in a regen and double stone skin. Now, the double stone skin is not needed, but the regen does work out well. You could also put him in a triple immortal, or you could put him in an immortal and bolster, right? As for banners and anything like that, we do not have any refresh accessories. We don't really care for it. Honestly, if you have a counterattack accessory on there and throw it on, should work out well for you. Now let's talk about stats, right? We don't get anything extra for area bonuses from the live arena hall, right? So 83k HP, 3.5k defense. Now again, you could make these a little bit lower for normal Doom Tower. 292 speed. Ideally, you want to try to be at about 251. And the reason I say 251 is because most of these dungeon bosses are between 215 and 250 for speed. So 251, you're guaranteed to go before them. Crit rate and crit damage, we don't care, right? It doesn't matter. Resistance, minimum you're going to want to hit is 400 with Artek. Remember, his passive is going to come into play, so we're going to gain more resistance from that. As for accuracy, we currently have 359. I am working on trying to glyph it up to 400, right? We want to try to be consistent. Now, booking wise, we do have him fully booked. Brimstone is what we did take. I don't care what you say, it is the best blessing for him. As for masteries, we did go down and we took Oppressor. We took Spirit Haste. We took Master Hexer. We did take Lore of Steel along with Cycle of Magic. We also took on the defense tree Retribution. We did take Delay of Death along with Resurgent. All right, now let's talk Drexstar Blood Twin, right? Now, Drexstar used to be absolute garbage before Doom Tower came out. And then as soon as Doom Tower came out, his value surged, right? The HP burn he brings is just insane. Now, we do have him built with a Guardian and a Perception set. It is not really needed. You could build him with a triple Perception or maybe with a double Immortal and Perception. You just basically want to hit those stats. If you can put anything that's going to give him a little bit of survivability and, help him regen his health, go for it. If not, the Scylla of the Drakes is going to pick him up every single time. Now, counterattack accessories are going to work out well for him, but we don't really need them. Refresh accessories are going to actually be really bad for him, right? Because we don't care about it. Now, stats-wise, what are we looking for? Well, we have him built at 70k HP. That's pretty good right now, right? I feel like 80 would be better, and we can get it with some glyphs and stuff, and once we fully rank up his gear, we should be fine. 3.6, almost 3.7k defense. Ideally, I'd like to try to hit about 4,000, but I'll take what I can get. This does work. 156 speed. We don't care about the speed, to be honest. If it was 100, 105, it's perfectly fine. It's not really going to matter. We care about the passive, and the passive is not based off of his speed. Crit rate, crit damage, we don't really need it. We don't care for it. Pass on, right? Resistance. Now, for resistance, you could build it if you can hit these other stats, but it doesn't matter. Ideally, you want to make sure you have enough accuracy. So 578 is what we currently have. If you can get it higher, go for it. If not, it is what it is. Now, there is something to say. I did use him early on with about 450 accuracy with a Blood Shield accessory. And not accuracy, sorry, resistance. 450 resistance and 450 accuracy. And I was using him in my hard Hydra, right, as the Mischief tank, which seemed to work out quite well, right? And we always have HP burn up, so that can always be a good thing. Now, books-wise, we don't really need the books. It does help, but we don't really need them. If you can book the passive and walk away, so be it, right? You get it from a 55% chance to, 75%, right? Pretty solid. Brimstone is what we did take for him, right? And as for masteries, we did go down and we took Eagle Eye, right? We did take Master Hexer. We did take Sniper along with Evil Eye. And we did take Lore of Steel. You don't really want to take Cycle of Magic because, again, it's all about the passive, right? So, as for the defense tree, we did take Retribution. We did also take Delay of Death. And we did take Resurgent. All right, so Scylla of the Drakes, best set for her is going to be Regen. You could put her in a bolster set along with some Immortal. But, again, I would stand by putting her in Regen. I have seen people put her in Relentless. I have also seen people put her in Stun. In the endgame, Regen is always going to be better for your support. Now, as for accessories, you could put Refresh, but it doesn't really matter, right? We don't really care. You don't even need this champion booked. Now, as for stats, we need to make sure that we have her tanky. So we have her at 68k HP, almost 4.5k defense. Defense is a little overkill, right? Anything over 4.2, the diminishing returns aren't really worth it. 255 speed. Crit rate, crit damage, we don't care. We don't need it, right? 436 resistance. Remember, we need a minimum of 400. 450 is better. As for accuracy, we do have her at 189. Unfortunately, that's just what the build has. Most of it's from Affinity, right? Very little bit. It's about 80 from the gear, 80 from Affinity, and 30 from Faction Guardians. So I can only do so much. Now, as for skills, we do have her fully booked. Do we need her fully booked? Absolutely not, right? It does not help having her fully booked. We care about the passive. The revive is great to have on a 4-turn cooldown, but it's not necessity. Intimidating presence is what we did take, right? We're going to gain some HP. We're going to gain some defense. We're going to gain resistance and some speed. and then we'll be able to get a better aura, right? We'll increase our aura strength. So it is going to be the best one for her. Now, as for masteries, we did go down and we took Timely Intervention. We did take Spirit Haste. We did take Cycle of Magic along with Lore of Steel. You do want to take Rapid Response, and you do want to take Healing Savior, right? These are basically all masteries that are going to increase the amount of healing she can put out on herself and everybody else. As for the defense tree, you do want to take Retribution along with Cycle of Revenge. You do want to take Delay of Death and Resurgent. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the run. Hopefully that this team helps you to kind of progress through Doom Tower bosses, especially with the Griffin. And, you know, we're going to have a few more teams coming out over the next couple of days. You're going to start noticing a lot of repeat champions, right? And we'll try to get as many free-to-play teams as possible. So, as always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. I'll catch you guys on the next one.